Hello, live chatters. This is Douglas Block from Portland, Oregon. Today is June 9th, 2019, broadcasting live from the great city of the roses. We had the grand floral parade yesterday. Beautiful day today, 82, tomorrow 84, and then unfortunately Tuesday and Wednesday 92 and 96. I wish I could show you my garden. Anyway, here we are. Now, before I get started, first of all, I want to say that the information in this this live chat, is for informational purposes only. It is not meant to replace diagnosis and treatment by a qualified mental health professional. Also, those of you who were there may remember that at 12 o'clock last week, June 2nd, I didn't show up. You know, Woody Allen said 80% of life is showing up. Well, I didn't show up. But why didn't I show up? Is it because I'm lazy? No. I'm depressed. Is it because I am eccentric, undependable? No. It's because exactly 3 p.m. East Coast time, 12 p.m. Pacific time, YouTube crashed. So did Gmail, so did Snapchat. Google had a major outage on the East Coast and it affected everybody. And I felt so if I were paranoid, I would say they were out to get me, but they weren't. Everybody got affected. So I hope you guys understand. And as a result, I did a special broadcast on Wednesday. A number of you came to, but hopefully we got the whole crowd back this Sunday. So that's why I was not on this Sunday. Hey, Let's Art Live. I love Batavia, New York. Chomshawn, it's nice to see you. Cade from Australia. What is it, 5 a.m. there? Jason, happy birthday. How old are you? Probably not 70. Let me go ahead and get my mouse here. Okay, L-tryptophan is the cure for depression. Well, it is made into serotonin, but different medications have different effects on different people. Here to answer a question, tell me manage your life. Yes, Liz Life Guru. We're going to talk about her show in about 10 minutes when we got enough of you guys on board. I have some exciting news. Liz Reed and Julie Hayes, who used to be a live chatter on this channel, now have a podcast out of Detroit, Michigan called Liz Life Guru. We'll be talking about that in a minute. Wilson Diego, hello from Brazil. Billy Reed, you just started ECT. How shocking. Oh, that was a bad pun, wasn't it? Oh my goodness. What did the dentist do after he joined the Army? What did he do? He became a drill sergeant. Okay, that's one bad pun. And of course, my favorite one was, why was the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz after he got a brain? He went on to be a successful neurosurgeon. Why was that? He was outstanding in his field. Liz is asking Bill if it's helped. Well, in ECT, you usually need about 9 to 12 sessions before you really start to feel it, although some people feel it immediately. Okay, Isadora says, I have an issue. I always think about suicide and trying to think about other things while doing things that are interesting to me, but suicide comes back. Well, yeah, that's because your brain is dysregulated because of the depression. So two things. You want to treat the depression, go find a good mental health professional, and also you just have to keep refocusing as many times as you need to. I was in that state for 9 months. All right, Ms. Z, one of my favorite live chatters. How can I stop pressing myself about sleep? I think about if I'm going to sleep last night, I got 4 hours and I took my Ativan before sleep. What can I do? Oh, I have sleep disorders, insomnia. Listen to, there's so many things you do. Listen to the ocean, listen to soothing music, count sheep. There's a book called No More Sleepless Nights that talks about sleep hygiene. 100 million Americans have sleep disorders. You're not alone. You are not alone, baby. So many people have problems sleeping, but there is a very, there are many ways to handle sleep. Julia Ross, the Mood Cure book. Yes, I've seen that. Very good. A lot about diet and diet, mostly supplements. I'm going to do a video on that. So speaking of which, tomorrow, Monday, I'm putting up a video called Medications That Help with Insomnia. I did a 2-part series on insomnia, 3-part. One on the importance of sleep, one on what happens when you can't get to sleep, and this one is on medication. So check it out, 7 a.m. Portland time tomorrow, Monday, June 10th. Jordan Peterson said that having depression is different from having problems. How can you know what you exactly have? Wilson, you go to a qualified mental health professional and they diagnose you. It's all based on symptoms. You can't focus, you can't sleep, you lose your interest in eating and pleasure, all sorts of things. Go find someone and it's diagnosable based on symptoms, and it is much different than just having a bad time. Hey, Saudi Arabia, nice to hear from you. I know that mental health is not exactly a big priority there, so I'm glad you're here. All right, is EMDR good for depression? It is very good for PTSD, so they say. A lot's been written about it. I would talk to an EMDR therapist in your area. Psychotic state, is this normal? I read about psychosis in my abnormal psychology book. I don't think it is, and if you do feel you have it, again, go find a good psychiatrist. There is, especially in America and even in Europe, there's plenty of help out there. As I like to joke, there's never been a better time to be mentally ill than in 2019. Why? Because we have all sorts of treatments, all sorts of medications, alternative cures. We've got EMDR, we've got ketamine, we've got ECT, you name it. So yes, reach out for help, reach out for help, reach out for help. That's the most important thing you can do if you feel like you're having some mental health issues. Reach out for help. There's no shame, there's no stigma. You're okay. You're not a bad person, you're not a weak person. You just have a brain disorder and probably maybe a lot of stress going on in your life. I recently read your book, Going Through Hell Don't Stop. Can you briefly talk about how you got on and off disability? Well, yes, I was hospitalized, and the social worker came into the hospital and said, "My God, you're a mess, you can't work." So they sent it out to the Social Security Department, and the Social Security Department agreed. So you can apply for Social Security disability based on mental health issues by going to the Social Security Department and finding a social worker who can help you. Now I'm not on disability anymore. Doug, how did you feel after getting ECT? I'm crying a lot and feeling really strange. Well, that's the depression. I was in the hospital. I got it. I went to groups in the afternoon. I didn't feel anything. We have a guy in one of our support groups who's getting it now, outpatient. And again, he just comes back from the treatment, gets up and mows the lawn. So everybody's different, but it's really not meant to disrupt or doesn't really disrupt your normal life. So I think the crying and strangeness is probably the depression. But hey, if you're having some issues with ECT or what you think is, please, please, please talk to the person, your provider, who's doing ECT. Let them know. Give them the feedback. Douglas, hello. How is your depression now? Well, I have some situational depression, having some problems with a board here, having to do with my groups, but otherwise I'm doing okay. I'm going to go for my normal ride at 2 p.m. today. That always cheers me up. Ms. Z says, I've journaled my worries to relieve my mind. And what else, in addition to your suggestions, can help to declutter my thoughts? What I'm going to do at 2 p.m., get on your bike, put on your running shorts, go to the gym, and work out until you collapse. Then you have no more thoughts because you're too busy trying to get your next breath. Exercise is a wonderful thing for decluttering the mind and becoming peaceful. Buy a Layla bed. Oh yes, I've seen Layla beds advertised. I actually have a gel foam bed, which is very similar. Talking therapies help too? Yes, talking therapies and medication are the two big things that psychiatrists or mental health professionals essentially recommend. It's 8 minutes after the hour. We have 49 people watching. In about 5 minutes, we're bringing on the great Julie Hayes, who's going to be talking to you about her and Liz's podcast. What if you're really young and you can't get a job and still living with a dysfunctional family? It's making you severely depressed. How to get out? Well, that's what I was doing in my 20s. That's really, really tough. You hopefully, while living with your dysfunctional family, you can go get some mental health treatment, go see a good counselor, maybe get on medication if it's appropriate until you feel well enough. Also, you know, a therapist is good to give you moral support. Drugs are sometimes helpful. Hopefully reach out to your friends, get all the social support you can, and read about your condition and tune into these YouTube channels. Patty Brady, oh my God. Are you in Bath, England? Oh, I love that place. Abdullah, how to cope with hesitation decision making? Well, when you're depressed, you have a hard time making decisions. So you just have to, you know, get a lot of input from other people and do the best you can. But in general, when you're suffering a severe depression, it's usually not good to make major decisions because your judgment is off. Writing things down for decluttering. Yes, if you get things out of your head onto the paper, it really helps. Nice to see you, Andrew. Beth D, is magnesium good for anxiety? That's what I've been told. It's certainly good for muscle cramps after a hard ride. It is supposed to be very relaxing, and I have something called Calm, C-A-L-M. It's a supplement I get from the health food store here. It's really, really nice. So you should just try it. Everything is trial and error. One man's meat's another man's poisoning. But everybody I've talked about magnesium says it's relaxing, and the only way to know for you is to try it out. And let your psychiatrist know, even though it's probably not going to interact with any medications you're taking. Always good to let your doctor know about supplements. But magnesium in general is pretty benign. Menahan Tunka, can you help me with bad thoughts because sometimes they're gone, sometimes they come back. Yes, I have a wonderful video called How to Respond to Intrusive and Obsessive Thoughts. You can look it up or go get a book. I'll tell you right now what the name of the book is. I didn't write it, but it doesn't matter because there are many, many good books, like zillions of books that I didn't write. Brain Rock by Jeffrey Schwartz. I didn't even how to spell Schwartz. I see H. Oh my God, I'm a bad typist. Okay, there we have it. I'm going to send Julie a text. Right now, I'm going to send Julie Hayes a text. If I can figure this out here, and ask her if she's ready to come on the air. Are you ready to come on the air? All right, Brazil nuts, very good for selenium. Good supplement. Hi, Ruth, nice to hear from you. Has Julie been watching your live stream since you started? Well, Julie was on the live stream in 2017 when she was going through real depression, and the live stream helped her quite a bit. And in return for your help and for my help, she created this wonderful art piece. She's a graphic artist. From the Ashes I Rise. Anybody who thinks you're not going to get better, resurrection is possible, and I look at this every day when I'm going through a bad time. From Julie Hayes. Gana Productions, thanks for answering my question. I went through hell in 2016 for 9 months. That was my episode. Was convinced things would never get better. I still have OCT and anxiety issues, but things did get better, didn't they? Exercise burns off excess adrenaline and helps you sleep. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is absolutely true. Yes, Jeff, you're still a Patreon contributor? I hope Jeff got it. I haven't heard from you in a while. Yes, exercise is good for many people's anxiety. Do people typically remember when their depression started? Well, if it comes on gradually, nothing, but if it's not so, but if it's a huge stressor like the loss of a loved one or a financial problem or health problem, yes, people can point to the exact beginning of their depression. All right, I'm going to see if we can get Julie Watts on FaceTime. So, here we go. First I have to basically unlock my iPad. And here we go, FaceTime video, Julie Hayes. Hey, let me see if they can. Yes.
Surprise, surprise.
Can you all see Julie? Yeah, it's great. Julie, this is Julie Hayes. Some of you know her from her writing on the thread. She is recovering depressive like myself and all of you. She had a bad episode in 2017, got better. And now she's doing a podcast with Liz Reed, who's on here, about mental health recovery. Julie, go for it. First mention about the interview you guys had with me that is up and running, and then tell us a little bit about your podcast and the purpose of it.
Sure. Well, the interview was great. Douglas, you are just a wealth of information, and it doesn't look like my feed is going through, though, is it?
We can hear you perfectly.
Oh, okay.
You're coming through on my iPad, yeah.
Oh, okay, great. And what I like, Douglas, is that you gave a little bit of your background and when you began to notice the mental illness and various episodes with it.
Okay.
So, and then of course you gave lots of great advice, which you do through your YouTube videos also.
So I'll post the link to that interview. I just want to, because there are all these people asking questions. Just quickly talk about why this podcast that you and Liz do is so special.
Well, I think a lot of it is because we've gone through it. I mean, I had an absolutely horrible episode with depression, completely debilitating. Didn't think I was going to come out of it, but I eventually did. So I think that's partially what's really helpful. It's real life experience. And then it's also balanced by, with Liz, with her background, being a psychotherapist. So I think it's a really good balance. And plus, Liz has had her own challenges as well. She's had addiction issues and recovered from that. So, and plus, we try to have a lighthearted approach to it. I mean, we're not trying to make fun of mental illness, but, sometimes humor does help, and it's helped us a lot, too.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to post the link to the Lives Life Gurus podcast. I thank you for your brief. I would have you talk more, but man, there are also people asking questions. So hop on the thread if you want to say some more. It was really great to hear from you. And yeah, and I'll post the link to Liz Life Guru, and other people can join in on the fun. Maybe you'll interview some other people from here.
Great, sounds good.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye bye.
Yep.
All right, now you know who Julie is. Those of you who've been around for a while, and here it is, www.podcastdetroit.com/show/Liz Life Guru. I'll be posting this in the information section. And this is just an amazingly good, whoops, I wonder if I'm off the air here. Nope, I'm not. Always helps to hang up, doesn't it, Julie? How do you hang up on a, there you go. Anyway, yes. Why do bicycles sleep? Because they're tired. That is horrible. Yes, anxiety also is talked about on there. So yeah, I'm glad that everybody's saying hello to Julie. Julie is an example, like myself, like many of you, that recovery is possible. Never give up. Never give up. I'm gonna type it, please. Never give up. Checking out is not the answer, because the nature of reality. The nature of reality is that things must change. I mean, look at the Golden State Warriors. They were the king of the world for 5 years. Hypatia, $20 contribution. Thank you. Everybody should search for Kelly Brogan's interview on JRE podcast. Also watch lectures on meds by Robert Whitaker. Yes, I agree with you that medications are sometimes over prescribed. I know Robert Whitaker well. I write for his Mad in America. After the Best Medicine, I often watch classic clips of late Robin Williams on YouTube. Thank you, Steve, and thank you for Hypatia. But yes, I don't think that psychiatry is 100% negative. I do know some very good psychiatrists, and drugs have their place. But I do think, I agree with you, Hypatia, they are overly dependent on medications, and there are other things you can do besides that. All right, why did the frog get on the bus? Because his car got towed away. Absolutely. All right, so there you have it, guys. So I'm going to post the podcast interview with me. It was an hour. There's 5 other podcasts that Julie and Liz have done, including one on addiction, one on suicide prevention. So it's an amazing show. I'm addicted to it myself. It's only been up for a couple of weeks. So I just wanted to let you know about that. And I was interviewed there. So if you want to hear 1 hour of me spewing off all my humor and wisdom, go for it. All right, now to get back to your questions. And everybody is really saying hello to Julie. Swimming is very good for sleep, Jason. Of course, any sort of exercise. Gandalf, yep. Exercise burns off anxiety, adrenaline, helps you sleep. Okay, so I'm back to answering questions. Sorry for that interlude, but I wanted to share that with you, not because of my particular interview. You can always hear me, but just because of the good things that Liz and Julie are doing. Just go to Podcast Detroit, search for Liz Life Guru. I'll type that in. And I think you will really get a kick out of their work. I'm going to be starting my own podcast by the end of the year, and I will let you know when that happens. But it's Liz Life Guru. And Julie and Liz, if you're on the thread, if you want to say anything else about it in your comments, please do. I will be starting one. Well, you already are. You already have one, Liz. So, does Liz and Julie have support group in Michigan? I live in Michigan. My God, they live in just north of Detroit, about an hour north. You should be in touch with them. Send me your email address. I'll forward it on to them. And I know I have your email. I'm pretty sure I do, because you've written. But yes, they're in Michigan, and maybe they can help you find a support group, or you can connect with them. Maybe even get interviewed on their show. Who knows? Wilson Diego, this is the worst week I have in years. I'm really sorry to hear that. But you know what, Wilson? What goes down must come up. You know, a bad game in basketball by a team is often followed by a good one. When I was in sales, a really bad week would be followed by a great one. That's the way. That's the nature of life. That's the nature of reality. It goes up and down like a Ferris wheel. It's always changing. So, Liz is giving out her email address. Yep. And again, if you have any questions about her show, you can email her. And Julie, and Julie and Liz do a great job. All right, so Wilson, Take heart. What goes down must come up. You can recover from this. I'm telling you, you never know what the next day will bring. I've had so many bad weeks I've lost count. I was in despair for months, even sometimes years at a time. I'm still alive and kicking. Knock on, where's some wood? Knock on wood. But what goes down must come up. And by the way, thank you, Hypatia and Steve. I do want to let you know that, as I mentioned before, not to throw a pity party, but my views for some reason have gone down about 50%. I have no idea if YouTube has changed its algorithm, but I'm going to keep making these videos anyway. It's always been an act of love. It's always been a ministry, and anything you can contribute to help out. If I were a 501c, would be tax deductible, but it's not. And it's on Podcast Detroit, iTunes, and Spotify. Yeah, I found Liz Life Guru on iTunes. Jason Cluo, Wilson Diego, have you got support? Excellent question, Jason. 3 principles of mental health recovery. 1, set the intention to heal. Make a decision you want to get well. 2, reach out for support because people cannot heal in isolation. And 3, treat your symptoms using a combination of mutually supportive therapies. Intention plus tools plus support equals mental health recovery. So, yes, I hope you do have some support, Wilson. Abdullah from Saudi Arabia. Hi, Doug. Do you think food has something to do with our depression and anxiety? Yes, there's a very good called Potatoes Not Prozac about what happens when people drink too much sugar or alcohol. It messes with the brain. So yes, a bad diet can make symptoms worse. And conversely, all the rage from Time Magazine, probiotics. I did a whole video called Do You Want a Happy Brain? Create a Healthy Gut. And that is all about the effect of probiotics and good bacteria in the gut on your mood, because there's more serotonin receptors in your gut than there are in your brain. So eating well, and especially getting enough probiotics and for supplements and kimchi, sauerkraut, yogurt, and also just fiber foods in general. Fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, and seeds, they break down. These are called prebiotics, and they become converted to probiotics. So we have a microbiome in our system, trillions of cells, and that needs to be healthy if we want to feel good. We love you, Douglas. You're the bomb. Hope not the hydrogen bomb. Although, I was going to make a bad joke from Mr. Scrooge, but how about a good joke? I have a lot of support from my friends and family. But I don't have to search for medical help too. Wilson, if you are feeling this bad, yes, medical help would be amazing. It would be amazing for you. By the way, a lot of people have been having the flu here in Portland up until recently, and that reminds me, what did one elevator say to the other? I think I'm coming down with something. Isn't that pretty cool? How about this? Yes, what did the electrician say when he was fired? I'm shocked. And finally, why did the witch not wear a flat hat? Because there was no point in it. Don't you love puns? And of course, I wondered why the ball was getting bigger, and then it hit me. Okay, oh my God, Catherine Goldie from the UK, still not sleeping well. That is a bummer. Oh my goodness. Well, I have a video coming out tomorrow. I'm going to start posting my videos on Sunday so you guys can watch them immediately, called Sleep Medications for Insomnia. Take a look, and if any of them seem interesting to you, go directly to your doctor and talk about them. I use Ambien myself on nights I can't sleep. Use judiciously. It's a very important thing, or it can be very helpful. Yes, professional help from Wilson. Absolutely, you should reach out for medical help. Brian W., our meditator and our CBT specialist, try reading the book It's Feeling Good by David Burns. You can get it on your library at Amazon. Yes, it's all about changing your thoughts to change your mood. Catherine, try, upping your exercise, trying regular hours for your sleep, and medications can be used when everything else fails. Again, I'm not prescribing, I'm not diagnosing, I'm just saying if you can't sleep through the natural ways, there are medications, and they're there for a reason, as long as, of course, they're not overused or overprescribed. Missy, how to deal with anxiety when you're going to be at home alone? Oh my God, haven't been home alone a full day since January. Well, I would say that you should have some people to call when you're feeling too lonely or isolated. I think you should try to find something to get absorbed in. maybe a Netflix thing, maybe a book, and just make sure you have people to call if you feel lonely. Is this a short-term thing or a long-term thing? And but yes, you can cope. Here's the number one affirmation to use when you're feeling fear. I have the ability to handle whatever comes my way. And so I have a great belief you can cope. You know, get a support system, email, call, reach out. Even if you're home alone, you can still use the wonderful technology we have to stay connected to people. Again, click on the $ below. You can make a contribution for as little as 99 cents to this channel. We'd really appreciate it. So that would be a good thing because, you know, as I said, I have to pay the filmmakers and the editors to put these videos up every week or every couple of weeks. Douglas, you're authentic and strong. Well, thank you, Heidi K. Appreciate it. Miss Z, we answered your question. Sanjay S. My wife told me to stop acting like a flamingo, so I had to put my foot down. That is amazingly good. I like that. You know, I didn't get that until I realized that flamingos stand on one foot. That's so bad, I'm going to copy it right now, and I'm going to tell it to my group tomorrow. So excuse me, I got to leave. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this over here. And there it is. Thanks a lot. I was acting like a flamingo, so I decided to put my foot down. Boy. Nikki Vinci, hey, nice to hear from you again. Evening Jackson, funny story, a man reading PRGCE, don't really get that. Liz Life Guru liked that joke. Joseph the Buffalo sent his son to college and said bison. Oh my God. I won't even comment on that. Hey, Julie, it was great to have you on. And you know, did you see all the people that said hi, Julie, that got to see you? You know, you were pretty active in this group. Hey, please write something right now in the thread encouraging everybody out there who's desperate or despairing that there is hope, there is light at the end of the tunnel, there is recovery. You are a perfect, you know, case. I know you went to the hospital twice. You were contemplating ending your life for a while. And here you are, as you said, back to more or less my normal level, getting back into your graphic arts business. So type something if you can to give encouragement to people. I don't want to just be the only one saying this too shall pass. Ms. Z, write down 5 minutes of being home alone and read it every day, like total freedom, less drama, less noise. Yeah, you can maybe find one benefit of that. I have terrible tinnitus. Oh, that is tough. Oh my God, I've had that myself. I think that's hard to get treated. Does anybody know how to treat tinnitus? That's a ringing in your ears. We had a guy who had that in the group. It was just, you know, drove him nuts. Eventually it went away on its own, but I guess you need to see a neurologist for that. I'm not quite sure, but I bless you. And, you know, there's a wonderful prayer ministry that has helped me and helped so many people. It's called Silent Unity, and it's a free service. And I'm going to type it right here for Catherine. And it's they're 24 hours a day. 1-816-969-2000. There is Silent Unity. Call them for prayer support. General Wu, did you experience pressure around eyes and jaw pain while depressed and anxious? I did not. Jaw pain can be because you're clenching your teeth when you're anxious. It's called TMJ. Get online for loneliness, says Jason. Yeah, I guess you know, there are depression chat rooms out there, Ms. Z. You could tune into them for a little bit. Nikki Vins, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, but Nikki, mad reading price list outside Spanish barbers read, Inglés, €4. He thought he was a discounted rate for English. Haha. Razy Eye Ranch, hey, you're late. How are you doing? Are you better now? Can you get out of town? Is your truck fixed? Just talking to a nice guy who got my truck running again. Well, I am psychic. I asked the right question. He's a good mechanic and answer to a prayer. Well, keep in touch with him. You see, answer to a prayer. I just thank you so much. Just dedicated $10. I'm going to click on your name. You go to the head of the class. Heidi. Where do you live, Heidi? It's a beautiful, beautiful name. Thank you for your contribution. What part of the country do you live in? And I appreciate your contribution financially as well as your kind words. And by the way, so Heidi and Steve and the other lady, Hypatia, if you email me, I will send you a free copy of this list. It's taken me 20 years to put together. Self-care activities to include your mood, and the other side says boost your psychological immune system. it's yours for free for making a donation. And also, I'll send you my ebook, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop. And by the way, here's how to find Liz Life Guru podcast. Google that, and you'll be able to hear my 1-hour interview with Liz and Julie. All right, let me find my email address. It's got to be around here somewhere. And if it's not, I'll just type it in. All right, douglasblog@gmail.com. Write to me, you guys who contributed. I'll send you a free copy of that chart on self-care activities to improve your mood. All right, Lazy Eye Ranch, your truck is running. You can get out of isolation. Oliver McLeod from, I think, Ireland. No, you're from England. And you got me started on those wonderful Fisherman's Friends. I'm still eating them. Have a dinner party. Not a bad idea. Brian, any recovery? I'll see this title. Thank you. It's a good opportunity to practice my English. Jason, I'll seek for a psychiatrist. It's about time. Absolutely. Besides, feeling good might be translated in Spanish. If you speak Spanish as your native language, there's probably a lot of these self-help books and on depression, etc., that have been translated in Spanish. As a matter of fact, my book, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, has been translated into Spanish. If you go to a publisher online in Spain, you can order that book in Spanish. And the publisher of When Going Through Hell Don't Stop is called Libros del Comienzo. I think it's Books of the Beginning, and there it is right there. Kelly Burns, do you have an opinion on liquid noodles and mood stabilizer? Well, I've been taking it for 3 years, and I've seen it help a lot of people, so I have a good opinion of it. Again, the decision is between you and your doctor, but I'm just telling you about my personal experience. Wilson, I'm so glad you're going to look for a psychiatrist. Foot down, I love it. Yes, that was very good. I copied and pasted it. Wilson, you're welcome. Reach out for support. You will get better. Javier, you were having a hard time last week. Can I get off my mood stabilizer and any other pills since I feel I don't hear voices anymore? Well, that is something to talk about with your doctor. I repeat, that is something to talk about with your doctor. Yes. So yes, if you think you need to, check in with your mental health professional. Check in with your prescriber. Wow, I'm warm. It's getting really warm here. My windows are closed. I'm not going to get off because I don't have a wireless mic, and I'll basically pull everything out of the computer. Hey, Joan, could you open my door and turn the fan on so I can get some fresh air? Feels like a sauna in here, guys. By the way, I was talking to Julie. She said it was really cloudy in Michigan. Just even opening the door and getting some fresh air is really good. You can put on low, dear.
Do you want it on you?
Yeah, just the lowest possible. Great, that's perfect. Thank you. Candy XX, nice to see you again. Julie Hayes is an inspiration. Heidi, you're in Vermont. What a cool place. My assistant lives somewhere near in Vermont, near, I think, Montpelier, the capital. Cesar de Jesus, I was just diagnosed with AVPD with an IQ of 116. Any tips on how to beat the avoidant personality disorder? Yeah, you have to essentially work with a good therapist. It's called exposure. Put yourself in situations you're afraid of gradually, and eventually you'll overcome them. This is something that skilled psychotherapists can help you with. There's probably literature on it, and I don't know what the IQ of 116 means, but it's above average, and with the average being 100, so you're certainly you have your cognitive functions intact. But yes, usually when you put yourself in the mix and get occupied and get out of fear or face the fears that you have, it usually decreases them. So again, work with a good professional. Thanks, Joan. Hey, Joni, the fan is pointed away from me. You should put it right on me. Just directly on me. Yeah, Heidi, I look forward to your email. And Vermont is an amazing, awesome place. It's all right. That's great. I can't control my negative thoughts anymore. Some days I'm doing good, and other days they want to disappear. Try talking back to your negative thoughts, says Brian W. Yes. And I don't know why it's making that clicking sound, Joan. Hope you're doing good, says Tim Toledome. Thanks for your channel. I've learned a lot from it. You're more than welcome. If you want to donate to the channel, hit the dollar sign. Do you help people? I try my best. That's why I'm doing this. And yes, Liz Life Guru is a psychotherapist. Tim, you're welcome for your thank you. And keep moving for distraction. Go ahead and focus on something else. Besides your negative thoughts, you have to be vigilant. And every time a negative thought comes up, you can say cancel, cancel. You turn to your right. Think of a nice time you had in the past. Think of a sunset. Think of someone you care about. Keep doing that over and over again. Keep refocusing. And intense exercise will definitely help. All right, 35 minutes after the hour. We're having a lot of folks, about 50 folks on here. It's great to see you. Let's see Joan. Liz Life Guru wants you to come on the live chat, Joan. She just got off the elliptical. She's a sweaty mess, but maybe she'll make an appearance later on, or maybe next week.
I'll look for Bruce.
Yeah. Hey, Joan, do you have that marriage picture of us on that marble table?
I have to look for it.
A guy dropped a Scrabble outside his house. I asked him what the word on the street was. Boy, you come up with the worst. Lazy Eye Ranch, I'm hanging out more with a friend who has recently started a YouTube channel, Shed Life. He's a survivor, lives in the stuffed shed on cellar. He's funny and upbeat. I'll be on upcoming exercise. Excellent. Friendship, 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 the name of the game. Hey, Julie Hayes, look at you, your little nice icon. She lives with my therapist. We work through so much together. She did more than listen. She coached me and helped me. Steve Young.
I don't see the picture.
Okay, well, it used to be up there, so I was going to show them that picture. That's all right. I'll bring it next week. I don't even, maybe it's on my, I think it might be upstairs. Hey, Liz, Steve, thanks for your 10-pound donation. It's been 9 weeks that I've not had a bad mental health moment. Really? 9 weeks? You are in recovery. Still able to stay in control with my visualization techniques, still without meds too. It's tough, but it's working. You're an inspiration, Steve. And, after 9 weeks, you're now in the maintenance phase. Susie Q by phone. Yes, I do coaching by phone, Susie Q. You can email me, douglasblog@gmail.com, and I'll let you know about it. Being in pain and having depression is a whole new story. I like HOLE. Maybe that's a pun, but yes, you're in a hole. I have a video on depression and chronic pain you might want to tune into. It's called Depression and Chronic Pain, Hell on Wheels. And yes, it is hell on wheels. And you're not, Yannick Padna, hello to you. Where are you from? Well done, Steve Young. Yes, the mind warrior, Steve Young, he is. Liz Life Guru says, damn, I'm not quite sure what she's referring to. I look forward to sharing these videos so my family and friends can see how weird my life really is and how fun it can be. Well, Lazy Eye Ranch, will you send me a link to the channel? I always like to see you because you've been such a participator on this channel. I don't think I've ever seen you in person. douglasblog@gmail.com. Again, thanks to Steve Young, thanks to Heidi, thanks to Hypatia for your contributions. Keep them coming in as we're 40 minutes after the hour, 2/3 done with the live chat. Susie Q, I did a screenshot of your email, Liz. Okay, well, Susie Q is connecting with Liz. Well, good. Liz is a very good counselor. Let's Arts Live says, thanks. I'm not quite sure what that means, but you're more than welcome. Let Arts Live. I love that YouTube name. I think you've written me before. What's your real name? You don't have to say it. Where do you live? Reverse Plays. Hi, nice to hear from you. Do you remember me? Nope, I don't. I have a pretty good memory, but I'm sure you've been here. There's so many people been on this live chat. You wanted to meet Joan? Well, guess what, Liz? Joan and I will call you on FaceTime sometime in the next couple of days, and you can meet her right on FaceTime. As I met Julie on FaceTime for the first time, saw her, talked with her, and the same can be true with you and Joan when she's feeling a little bit more up to it. So, yeah. All right. 3 videos on sleep. One is called The Most Important Thing You Can Do for Your Health, and the other is on techniques for insomnia. It's called Why Sleep is Essential to Mental Health, and the one that's coming up tomorrow is sleep medications for insomnia. Sleep, sleep, sleep. According to Matthew Walker, it's more important than diet, exercise, more important than having good thoughts. When you have not enough sleep, when you're sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night, your brain goes into major crash mode, and it affects everything. You're more likely to get cancer. You're more likely to get dementia, heart disease. Read his book. It's called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. I'm going to type it right now. A lot of people struggle with sleep, Amanda. And here's the book I'm recommending. It's called Why We Sleep, if I can spell correctly. Right. Yes, Liz. Joan and I will make a call to you when the time is right. Why didn't the climber finish his mountain climb to the top? He wasn't up to it. Not too bad. Not too bad. What type of exercise do lazy people do? Diddly squats. Now, Jason, that is good. I'm going to basically cut and paste that one. Okay? I'll be right there. Very funny, Lazy Eye Ranch. Yes, I agree. Don't you think it was good? That's funny. You have that one, Doug? I do. I did. I copy and pasted. I'm going to use that in one of my next YouTube videos. Javier Bonilla, your channel is great information on YouTube for anxiety. Any types to strengthen the mind to produce a competent attitude? I'm 20, but I feel younger mentally. Well, yes, the book that Brian W. recommended called Feeling Good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Any book on cognitive therapy. Also, if you want to strengthen your mind, take up chess, do Sudokus, do anything that requires concentration and focus. And exercise actually is better for the brain than anything. So if you get out and move, you'll grow more new brain cells in your brain. It's called neurogenesis, and your mind will be better. Jeff. Dilaha, trying to get back in the workforce after a long bout of depression and PTSD at the age of 50, hard to do. Absolutely. Good for you. Keep trying. Keep it up. The paranoia joke was excellent. What was the paranoia joke, Carly Burns? I missed it. Yep, dilly squat, laugh out loud. Hey, Jason, you're getting a lot of good comments on that. I've just gotten the opposite. I sleep way too much. Well, that could be an escape thing, perhaps. What do you think? Sanjay S. A woman walks into the library and asks if they had books about paranoia. The librarian says they're right behind you. Where'd you get that, Sanjay? I have a friend who goes through paranoia streaks. I'll send that to him. Okay, God, I don't even know. Billy Reed, you're in the same boat as Jeff, huh? Well, okay, another joke to essentially... Okay, let's go back to live chat after I've copied and pasted that joke. You guys, I don't even have to look up my own jokes anymore. You're just giving them to me. Slimming too much is a symptom of depression and avoidance of life, says our master therapist, Liz Life Guru. Jason Clulo loves Sanjay's joke about they're in back of you. And Billy Reed, I hope you can find work just like Jeff, because work is therapeutic. It gets you out of your head. It gets you connected to other people. The important thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going through depression or anxiety, is not just to work, but to get occupied. It doesn't have to be paid work. It can be volunteered work, be going out and going once a week, bicycling with a friend, something that gets you engaged with life. And here is the key thing. And work is one good way of getting occupied. That's why it's called occupational therapy. But seriously, people do not do well when they're depressed and anxious alone. They start to ruminate. They tend to implode. They're cut off from the outside world, so their thoughts get the better of them. It's really, I've been there so many times. Yeah, you just get caught in this infinite loop of obsessing and ruminating and thinking about the past. Get out of your head, get into the world. That is a really important thing to try to do. Does Susie have a channel? No, but she has a podcast, which is just as good. It's called Liz Life Guru, and yeah. Just go ahead and check it out in iTunes. So this is her podcast right here, Podcast. Okay, keep moving. Yay, Douglas. Engage in life. Yep. What is AV? What is the cure for avoidance personality disorder? I don't work with that type of situation. I wouldn't know, except as I said, try to face what you're afraid of. Go look it up on the internet and find someone who works with that kind of disorder. Suicide is the biggest killer of men over 50 in the UK. What's the biggest fourth leading cause of death in America between ages of 34 and 50? How's that? And I am doing a book on suicide prevention. Julie and Liz are helping me, God bless. I hope to have it accepted to a publisher by the end of the year. I'll keep you guys posted. Suicide allowed in heaven? Well, that's kind of a oxymoron. Well, you're not alive when you're in heaven, if you believe in heaven. Jeff Delaha, Billy Reed, feel you, brother, praying for you. That's beautiful. That's why we have this podcast, this live chat, because people can, it's about people connecting and helping each other, like the barn raisings that the Amish do. We don't heal alone, we heal together. We get out of this situation together. We thrive together. I mean, look, human beings are social animals. We have things called families, right? We evolved in tribes, right? It's all about community. That's why the worst thing you could do to somebody back in the old days was excommunicate them and throw them out of their community. Whoa, that is torture for the human soul. There's a raising problem with depression. What do you mean a raising problem? Increasing problem? Jason, are you a British fellow mind warrior, says Steve Young. Yeah, it's an escape. Dreamland is nice. Absolutely it is, but it's not the answer. But I can understand. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I know that's a cliche. Julie Weiss said it, but it's true. Julie Hayes. I have a friend named Julie Weiss. So, Jeff, thanks, Jeff. I'll pray for you too. Well, that's nice. That's all. You guys should exchange email addresses. Speaking of which, if you want to email me, douglasblog@gmail.com. And if you want to become a subscriber to this podcast, like many, I'm getting podcast and YouTube channels confused now, right? Because I've been on a podcast. www.patreon.com/Douglas Block. If you go there, you can contribute as little as $2 a month and help support this channel. All right, one of my favorite quotes, we're all walking each other home. That's beautiful. And who said that? But I like that. Matter of fact, I'm going to use that in one of my books. Heidi, and oh, you live in Vermont, that's right. Just added your podcast to my faves. There you have it. We got one happy subscriber, Liz. Joan, do you like that quote? We are all walking each other home. That's a beautiful quote. All right. Jason Clue, if you're on Facebook, look me up, mate, and we'll link up. Mate, he's got to be from Britain if he says mate, right? Oh, we already know that Steve is from oh, yeah, a beautiful quote that someone shared. We are all walking each other home. Not lovely? All right, 48 minutes after the hour, I'm going to take another drink of my smoothie. I may end this a little early. I didn't sleep very well last night. I'm going on a bike ride at 2. I want to take a little nap and get myself ready. So, any final questions? Lazy Eye Ranch, I've lived alone for way too long. I don't understand why people expect me to be normal after being trapped out here most of the winter. Something that sounds very nice. It's scary and sad. Absolutely, you need connection. How many times have we talked about Lazy Eye Ranch? Again, is there any way you can move into a more cosmopolitan area where you're around more people? Moving is one of the most traumatic things in life. Liz, you hit the nail on the head. Are we depressed because they're deprived of love in our childhood? Some people, yes. Some people, it comes from deprivation. Other time, they can be raised in perfectly healthy families and still be depressed. It depends. But yes, childhood deprivation, I have a video on that about how abuse in childhood or neglect in childhood leads to depression as adults. Yes, 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 that can be the case. Hello, Douglas. Have you ever moved house while depressed or anxious? I feel like my environment has made me mental health worse. Yes, I agree with Liz. Moving, I mean, I fell into depression in 1980 because was forced to move from a house when it sold, and that just sent me downhill. So yes, moving, uprooting. No, it's like we're plants. It's hard to get yanked out of the ground. That and changing jobs. Liz Life Guru says any type of major move is stress can trigger depression or anxiety. Life is like a mountain, hard to climb, but worth the amazing view on top. I like that. If I Knew the Way I Would Take You Home. Yes, it's from Ripple by the Grateful Dead. I listened to that in 1971 when I was coming out of one of my depressions. I told one of my psychiatrists on Twitter, and he said, sorry, I don't follow you. Jason, where do you get these bad puns? Thank you for your answer. Okie Rum, I don't know if I answered you. I don't remember seeing you, but you're welcome. Wow, that's what exactly my mother did, excommunicate me about things that happened in the 70s. Well, I'm really, really sorry to hear that. The song is called Ripple. Yes, I just said it was. All right, face that emotion. I'm really sorry that your mother did that. As I say, actually, you know what? My mother did the same thing with her mother. I saw that. I grew up watching a mother, a daughter excommunicating her own mother, excommunicating. And every time I went to see my grandmother, she cried and cried and cried about it. It was a horrible thing to watch. I decided I was never going to do that with anybody. And, we have to, you know what Ram Dass says? You don't have to agree with their actions, but never put anyone out of your heart. It's like, hate the sin, but love the sinner. I hate to use those words, but you know what I mean? Disapprove of the action, but love the person behind it because they're doing the best they can. So we have to keep people in our hearts, even our enemies, even those people who don't treat us well. We have to keep loving them anyway. Dasiman, I'm using Tuk in my book. I'm working on 2. I'm not quite sure. That quote. Is that from Ram Dass? Yeah, we are all walking each other home. And what type of book are you working on, Heidi? Are you a fellow author? All right. Susie Q laughed. Oh, another bad Jason joke. Absolutely. All right. Well, we've got people watching. Oh, I do want to let you know. Some of you have been working with this book. It's called Healing from Depression, 12 Weeks to a Better Mood, Everything I Know About Recovery from Depression. I know some of you have been reading this. It's like a manual for mental health recovery, and I'm very proud of it. There are, of course, many manuals out there, but this is something you might want to order on Amazon. $15, very, very reasonable. Why do depressed people murder other people? That's patently ridiculous. Depressed people do not do that. They implode. They don't hurt other people. So that's nonsense. Anthony Olson, I had a wonderful childhood, but it hit debilitating anxiety and depression 2 years ago. It can hit anyone, anytime. I'm thankful for each day I managed to make it through. Anthony, you're a mensch. You're a trooper. Keep it up one day at a time. Anthony, do you have my chart on mental health recovery? If you send me, if you email me, I'll send it to you because what you said was very inspiring. I think I'm going to adopt another dog. A friend has a sweet black lab that keeps getting out. I have no need for fences where I live. He can happily romp with my border collie. Well, a lot of people, pets. Where's Bruce? Oh my God. Bruce was really ill for a while. He was sitting around, not doing much, and then the sun came out and off he goes for 13, 14, 15 hours at a time. Otherwise, I'd hold him up to the camera. He has a lion's cut. I'll have to print out a picture and show it to you next time. Anyway, yes, pets can be very therapeutic. People even have therapy dogs. There's even a guy in one of my groups who once had a therapy parrot, if you can believe it, a therapy bird. Well, if someone told you that reverse plays, that's not true. Not everything you hear is true. Yeah, thank you, Liz. Of course, it's patent nonsense about depression, people harming other people. Steve Keeler, I suffered from debilitating depression for years. It's amazing how 3 children can improve things. I don't have as much time to fix on negative thoughts. Well, of course. What do children do? They get you out of your head. They get you out of your, self-involvement. So many people I know with mental health challenges have been saved by having children, and, they're too busy taking care of the kids to think about themselves. That being said, There have been people, even with children, it's not been enough reason to keep it alive. So sometimes depression can be so bad that even children, aren't enough. But in general, having someone, don't you want somebody to love? The Jefferson Airplane said, right? In 67, having children, having a partner, having any love object, like you say, even a dog or a cat, is tremendously healing and preventative of people, getting worse when they're depressed. There's a word for it. It's a buffer. It's a buffer against too much negative thinking. Bruce did come back after being away for a year and a half. Felt like that, a day and a half. He's been sleeping by the fireplace during our cool weather, and now that it's sunny, off he goes. Animals are so healing. You have 8 dogs and 10 cats, Liz Life Guru? You got to be kidding me, man. Oh my God. That's insane. Where do you fit them? Do you have like 5 acres or something? Wow. Well, I hope they all get along. Oh, reverse plays. You suffer from depression, ADHD, and I'm mentally crazy. You're not happy. I'm 16. Well, of course. You're a teenager. Your hormones are off. Your brain doesn't develop until 25. Hang in there. Get help. Things will get better. Teenagehood can be very challenging. Thank you for reaching out, and go find someone to work with. Heidi K. Lessard, writing a book on love, adversity, intrinsic hope, and self-care. I'm a hospice nurse. Wow. Hey, Heidi, I used to be an editor before I was a writer. I would love to read what you're doing and give you some feedback if you want me to. Never do that to my kids. Well, that's good. You have a Pomeranian at my office daily? Well, that's really nice. Anyway, Heidi, I want to see what you're working on. And I have my email address here somewhere. DouglasBlock@gmail.com. And in the 3 minutes we have left, if someone does make a donation, I will send them a free ebook, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, my memoir of overcoming anxiety and clinical depression. You can see on the cover there's something called The Scream by Edvard Munch, a great image of anxiety. Heidi K. Lessard, are you a dog? I guess it's hard. So it looks like there's a dog print next to your name. But if you are a dog, you're a really smart dog. No, I'm joking, of course. But isn't that meant to represent a dog? And where do you get that? You have 5 acres in a barn? No wonder why you've got all those animals. They must be having a field day. Ooh, is that a joke? What did the cows do when they were let? Or what did the horse do when he was left to run in his pasture? He had a field day. What do you think of that, guys? I'll say it again. What did the horse do when he was allowed to run in his pasture? He had a field day. Or maybe a cow. Do I have any advice on how to reduce or stop the flashbacks from trauma? Yes. See someone who specializes in trauma. That is PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Find someone who works with that. There's books about it. There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk. You can read that. Or Peter Levine has very good books on overcoming trauma. Boo, you don't like that? I think it's, no. I think it's, that's his number, his name. I think it's called Waking the Tiger. What does ADD stand for? Attention Deficit Disorder. Steve Keeler, so true being a teenager. I remember I was very hard work emotionally. Wouldn't want to go there again. One thing about being a teenager, it does pass. And guess what? So does everything. Do you know that 100 years we're all going to be dead? Isn't that kind of a sad thought? But if you're depressed in 1 year, you might feel a lot better. So that's a good thought. Okay, Heidi, it was a pleasure having you on board during this live chat. Come back next Sunday at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Vermont time. I might even give you the name of my friend married to an acupuncturist who lives near you. Tell me where you live and I'll tell you how close she is. Of course, Vermont's a pretty small state. Wait 100 years, yes. Thank you. Reverse plays. Liz Life Guru, my sister, farm girl. I have 18 goats and 20 acres, grid on a mountain. Farm gals rule. I don't know if Liz Life Guru lives on a farm, but she does have a lot of land where animals, it's mostly dogs and cats. Oh, by the way, Lazy Eye Ranch, you must watch this film immediately. Go into town. Go into Palm Springs. It's the most amazing movie I've ever seen. It's an art movie. It's called The Biggest Little Farm. Before I sign off, I want to recommend this to people. It's about these two people from Los Angeles who created a sustainable farm out of dust and using biodynamic farming. Liz Life Guru, I mean not Liz Life, Lazy Eye Ranch, I assign this to you for next week. Do anything you can to watch this movie. Anything. I'm serious. Go on internet and look at the trailer. That's all you need to do. Thank you, Jeff. I'm glad to be here for you. Yannick, I'm 54 days sober from all drugs, including alcohol, but still suffering from depression, tested as heavily as before. Well, there was something called post-acute withdrawal symptom, pause. Thank you for your donation, Liz. Appreciate it. Liz Reed is a mensch. A mensch means a person Yiddish. It usually means a good man, but hey, you know, Jewish tradition is a little bit on the patriarchal side, so a mensch can be a good woman too, and Liz Life Guru is a good woman. You do live on a farm. Okay, I was wrong, Liz. I didn't realize it. Well, you and Lazy Eye Ranch need to hang out together. And also, Liz, that movie is for you. Have you seen it, The Biggest Little Farm movie? You can just drive down to Detroit and pick it up. Or Ann Arbor, which I think is further away. Anyway, anybody who loves farming needs to see this movie. And I will go ahead. You're not asking too many questions, Reverse Plays. That's why we're here, to have questions, to answer them. Anyway, I'm going to post on this chat as soon as we get off Liz's podcast, and I'm also going to post the farm movie that I love so much. We've been on for an hour and 2 minutes, and my computer is about to die. Not like dying, real dying, but it's about to, you know, the battery's about to run out, so I need to recharge it. Then what we want to see is Tomorrow Man with John Lithgow. I'm a bit of a prepper, so that might hit home somewhat. I don't know what prepper means, but and I don't know about the movie, but I'll look it up. All right, so tomorrow, a new video posted on medications for insomnia. Next week, same time, same place, Father's Day. All you fathers show up and tell us how much you love your kids. And we will have our regular live chat at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. East Coast time, and 8 p.m. Greenwich time for all you guys in the UK. And how many treatments did I get? I got 8. Usually 9 to 12 is average. Some people even get as high as 15. Whatever it takes, and you'll be fine. Yeah, ECT has helped a lot of people, so just be brave and go forward. But of course, anything that you feel is going on that's not good, tell your doctor. All right. Oko Uram Dini. No, that's not an English name, but everybody keep safe. I love you all. Takes a while. In time, you'll no longer even think about drugs with the depression. Thank you very much. Everybody's saying goodbye. It's now 1 hour and 3 minutes. And until we meet again next Sunday at noon, I wish you all the best in your mental health recovery. Thank you a lot. Thank you very much.